Welcome, beautiful souls. I'm so honored you are here today, taking this moment to connect with yourself. I want you to know that what we are going to talk about today isn't just for your mind, it's for your heart, your spirit, and your body. It's for every part of you that might have forgotten just how powerful, worthy, and loved you truly are. I'm here to guide you through a conversation about self worth, a theme that we'll be exploring deeply in my program, Whole Woman Awakening. If you're feeling the pull for something more, for something deeper, I hope this conversation helps you step closer to a place of personal transformation and healing. Let's start by breaking down this word, self worth. It's something we all talk about, but how many of us truly understand it on a deep soul level? Self worth isn't about what we do. It's not about how successful we are or how much we give to others. And it certainly isn't about meeting the expectations the society places on us as women, whether it's to be a perfect mothers, perfect partners, or even the perfect version of ourselves. No. True self worth is about knowing at your core that you are enough as you are right now in this very moment. It's understanding that you deserve love, respect, and joy simply because you exist, not because of anything you've done or could ever do, but because you are inherently worthy. Think about this. When was the last time you told yourself that you were enough just as you are? When was the last time you allowed yourself to rest in that truth? As women, so many of us struggle with this. It's the trauma of past relationships, the deep scars of unmet needs from childhood, or the constant pressure to be everything to everyone. We tend to lose touch with our inner truth and begin seeking validation from external sources. We search for approval from partners, friends, even strangers on social media, hoping to fill the void that our disconnection from self worth has created. I see so many women who feel stuck, wondering why they can't seem to move forward, why they feel so drained, why they struggle to claim their power. It's because they're disconnected from their worth, from the truth that they are already enough. I've been there. I know what it feels like to doubt your own value. And let me tell you my story. I was let's call it a famous influencer with thematics of raw food diet. Yeah, I started it from a place of searching to be understood and supported when I wanted to change my diet, and it rather quickly grew to something big, and I gained a lot of followers. And I hated the word followers. My followers were deciding my worth. I was not that aware of it at time. Now, when I look back at it, I'm very much aware of it. At that time, I identified with being a raw food specialist because I had so much experience in it. I was living it and I loved sharing it with others and influencing them to convert their diet and to become healthier. I really believed in that. That's probably why I had so many people writing to me. I wrote several books and I couldn't put a price on it. I held workshops and as well, I couldn't put a price on it. Everything I did for a donation. For workshops, I would put the minimum donation of a certain amount so that I can cover the expenses of ingredients if I didn't have a sponsor, or for the place that we were renting to host the workshop, but nothing for me. I was in my spiritual era of explaining it to myself that I don't need money. And that's a completely different topic that I will be covering here as well in this podcast. My relationship with money and the trauma behind it and how it's also connected with our self-worth. But I don't want to go into that now. Now I just want to reflect back on that fact that I couldn't define my own worth, that I was allowing others to define the worth for me. And it continued with the things I was doing, with the books, with the products I was making, with the workshops. And that was my worth, being a raw food influencer, being a person who promotes raw food. And my worth was being a mother. That was my biggest worth. And then my worth was being a wife. Yes, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even use the word worth because I believe now that worth had a negative connotation for me. I was running away from it. Fast forward to when everything fell apart, when I burned down my raw food influencing website and portals, when I shared my truth about how I was stuck in an eating disorder. When I did that, I took away my worth, but I stayed in a belief that it doesn't matter. I will become a mother again and I will again be worthy. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm changing my diet. Because I had a belief that once I start eating again, everything will be okay. I will become a mother. And I even had thoughts, yes, I will then talk about motherhood, positive parenting. I will convert my blog into that. I was anyway talking about it already, but it will become just that. I was planning to have a home birth, and then I will be this wild, free birthing mama, and that will be my worth. I was living off the grid, and yeah, everything will fall into place. So I was not that shaken yet. And then I got diagnosed with premature menopause. I was completely worthless. Even that was taken away from me. That's how I felt. It didn't matter that I already had one girl. It didn't matter that I was alive. Nothing mattered. I was completely worthless. Thank God I was already in psychotherapy and I made a very good friend there who was there for me through my very long downfall. My friend wrote to me and asked me, "What is your worth?" It took me days. It took me days to even start to answer that question. I was in such a bad place at that moment, having no worth at all, being completely unaware of everything I know now. And I asked around my husband, my friends, even my child, what do you think your worth is? And everybody had an answer for their worth. And that's when I made a video that I even posted here on YouTube when I got out of the mud in 2022, where I was talking about it, that I have no idea what my worth is. And this is what I'm sharing with you today, how I was worthy only when I was a professional tennis player. My daddy was happy when I was winning the tournaments. Everybody around me, my coach was happy. I was a good girl. Everybody loved me when I would win. When I would lose, I was pushed away and told how I can be better. When I did what everybody else wanted me to do, I was a good girlfriend. I was a good friend. Then I needed to achieve things, and I was worthy. So for me, worthiness was equal with achievements. When I started writing down my worth, when I finally, after days and days and days, started answering the question, I wrote down a lot of things and I sent it back to her. And she told me, "This is all amazing. This is wow. You really did a lot in your short life." What was I? 30 at that moment. And I had a lot of achievements. But she said, "But that's your achievements. That's not your worth." I looked at that message like, what is she talking about? What worth? Worth and achievements. That's you are worthy when you achieve. Like, how can it be different? And then she wrote me in theory how your worth is you just being alive. And she like wrote so many things about me that she saw in me that I never ever even considered like something important, like something worth mentioning. The least being my worth. From that moment, I decided to work on it. I decided I should give it a try, to try to feel my worthiness without achieving. And it was a long, long, long road. Yeah, not that long. It took me only 2 years, but for me, who always wanted everything now, it was a long road to come to a place where I could look at that woman crying about unworthiness of not being able to be a mother again, to not be able to give birth anymore, not have the home birth that I always saw myself doing. I was able to read some of the horrific messages that have been sent to me, how I was a traitor of raw food movement without being shaken, without being devastated and feeling like a worthless piece of something. And now, when I think about that woman, I feel her pain still in my body. I can go back into that breaking down on the floor when I got the message, the results, when everything fell apart, and I can really, really see the good in it. At that moment when it happened, everything was over for me. Everything fell apart. And I really thought it was the end. But now when I think about it, now when I look back at it, I have so much compassion and love for that woman and for every single woman who went through that, who got those results, that prediction, diagnose, how they call it. She will not be a mother, in my case, mother again to another soul. And that devastation that happens in the body, and that pain, that throbbing pain, and the failure, the feeling of being a failure. Like, I have failed the whole world with not being able to have another child. There is so much conditioning in that. There is so much conditioning from the society in that feeling. And now I know that that was not my feeling, because my feeling is how blessed I am that I have my daughter, how blessed I am. But I couldn't see it then. I see it now, because now I know that my worth is not defined by factors outside of me. My worth is so strong. My worth is within me. My worth came with me to this world, to this earth. I am worthy just because I exist. Just because I breathe, just because I walk on this earth, I am worthy. Everything else is just additional. It's just something that can be added on top of that. But nothing can ever again take away my worth. And I wish that for you. I wish this feeling that I'm feeling at this moment after an enormous struggle, I wish it for you. So I want to tell you, you don't have to stay in the feeling of doubting your own value and not knowing your worth. You don't have to carry that heavy weight of self doubt and insecurity anymore. There is a way out. Now, when I shared my story, maybe you have a question. How do you come here? What can you do? How can you begin to rebuild this sacred connection to your own worth? And let me tell you, it begins with awareness. First, you need to acknowledge the negative stories you've been telling yourself about your worth. These stories are not your truth. They are the echo of old wounds, the whispers of a world that tried to make you small. Just start noticing these thoughts. Second, practice self compassion. When those critical voices come up, instead of fighting them, embrace them with kindness. Gently remind yourself that you are human, that you are allowed to have bad days, that you are allowed to make mistakes, and that none of that diminishes your value. And third, start reconnecting to your body. We often dissociate from our bodies, especially when we don't feel good enough. But when you ground yourself in your body, when you move with intention and listen to its wisdom, you tap into a deeper sense of self worth that doesn't need anyone's approval. When I was going through my transformation, when I was embracing my worth and my values, I dreamed of having a circle of women. I needed other women. And that was the first time in my life when I really felt the urge to connect with other women, not to compare to them, not to compete with them, just to share with them, just to be there for them, just for them to be there for me. And I started a program that today I call Whole Woman Awakening. In the beginning, it had a different name. It was just something that I started as a simple life course, and it was evolving and evolving and evolving. And I'm so grateful for my woman that started with me in that February 2021 when I was picking up pieces of myself. But again, I had my big heart and my big capacity to be there for others. And with them, through them, my program was evolving, I was growing, and that's why today I have this amazing program called Whole Woman Awakening. That is a space for women like you to step into your worth, to reawaken the parts of you that may have been buried or forgotten. This program is a journey of healing and empowerment where we work through not just the mental layers of self worth, but also the physical, emotional, and spiritual blocks that have kept you from fully claiming your power. In this program, you will learn how to break free from the old stories, reconnect with your body, and step into your truest self. It's about healing the inner child, embracing her, being the parent to her like the one you needed, playing with her, loving her, setting boundaries, learning how to set boundaries to everybody in your life, to yourself, and embracing the woman you are meant to be without apology, without making yourself smaller for anybody ever again. If you've been feeling that deep yearning for change, for more love, more peace, and more alignment with who you truly are, this program is for you. I would love to have you join me and a beautiful community of women who are walking this path together. I want to leave you with this today. You are enough. You are worthy. And you have everything inside you to create the life you deserve. If you feel called to take this next step, to step into your awakening, join me in the Whole Woman Awakening program. Together, we will heal, we will grow, and we will reclaim the fullness of who we are. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Until next time, remember you are worthy of every good thing life has to offer. For more information about the Whole Woman Awakening program, check the link in the description. I would love to connect with you and support you on this journey. And if you are feeling ready to begin your transformation, don't wait another day. Take the first step toward reclaiming your worth. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.